In today's video, we are going to be looking at the Fibonacci retracement tool. Now, many of you that have heard the word Fibonacci retracement are quite familiar with it and have used it or are using it as part of your strategy. Now, there are traders out there that swear by just using the Fibonacci retracement tool with the specific golden ratio. You can make or pass prop firm challenges and make significant returns. So we are going to be putting that to the test in a non-biased way. We will try and see if it is profitable, and we will display the losses as well as the win, and at the end give an honest opinion whether this tool alone is good enough for us to trade. So let's get started with an example. Now, if you come over to the left hand side and you select Fib retracement, and all you're going to have is you're going to have the number 1, number 0, and the 0.618. Now, there are some traders out there, one particular trader beginning with the name ARAS. He swears by this and he uses this specific strategy to pass prop firm challenges. So all we are going to be doing is using a breaker structure with a retracement to the 618 level. We're going to execute that trade with a limit order, stop loss above the high, and then we're going to go for a 2-to-1. That's it. So as you can see, we have got an example just here. Okay, and what we are doing is we are looking for the structural break on the 4-hour chart. We will be using the 4-hour and the 6-hour alongside, just so that if we don't get full clarity as to the structural high and low on the 4-hour, we'll opt into the 6-hour to give us a better overall high and low. So let's get started. Now, straight away over here, we have got a structural break just there. So that validates our first trade. Now all we need to do is have a pullback to the upside, and we have got it. We're going to grab our tool, and all we're doing is we are waiting for the price to hit this level, and this is where you can do a set and forget order. Place our entry just there, stop loss above the high there, and we're going to go for a 2-to-1 reward to risk. Okay, let's see what happens. And you can see we have got tagged in and we have got ourselves a 2-to-1. That one, of course, was an example to show you how it works. It is literally as simple as that. So let's do the back test and let's see if this is truly the way to move forward. As the purpose of this video and the strategy, I've selected gold, and we're going to go on to, again, right here you can see I've selected random. Let's get rid of any drawing, and let's see what year is that. That's October 21st. Okay, completely random. So right now we have had a break of structure to the upside here, which of course validates our first trade. Now you can see we've got this consolidation that's happening over here. Okay, I'm not interested in anything like playing these moves. I'm more interested in this move here. How does price play out? You can see we went above it, went below it, so we're going sideways. If price comes down to this level, then I will be looking at a potential entry. For now, I'm just going to leave it until we see something. Okay, now what we've got is price. We've got a break of structure above here. Let's get rid of this now. And we are now going to be drawing out another line. Break of structures happened. And now we just need to place our fib from which level. This is when I'm going to go on to the 6-hour just to get a cleaner look. So our point where price broke above started from here. And you can see we broke above the reason this kind of move started here. That's fine. The move started there, and all I'm doing is I just want to see a retracement back to this level there. So I can name this as break of structure. There you go, BOS. And let's see if price come back to this level and and then we'll be interested. No, price goes higher. You can see it's coming down. Okay, price has come down to that level. And what we're going to do, we are going to enter that trade, market execute that trade, and then we're going to go for a 2-to-1 reward to risk. You can see, there we have it. Okay, let's see what happens. And you can see that we are tagged in, and that was a win. Brilliant. Okay, you can see we've had a win there. Let's move on to the next trade, and let's see if we can get another trade. So right now, breaker structure was here. Okay, right there. And we're just going to name that as BOS. Now you're probably wondering, why wasn't this a breaker structure? Why wasn't that a breaker structure? This is an internal structure, part of the bigger range here. So the move started from there to there, and all this highs and lows are internal. I'm not interested in the internal structure. I'm more interested in the external, the bigger part. So we've broken that, and now all I want to do is have a look on the 6 hour where that move started from. So the break of that move itself happened from here to there. That's where it broke up. Okay, so let's take our tool, get back onto the 4 hour. Okay, and you can see price had already come down, tagged in there, and you can see right here that was a tag in itself. Let's see if that allows us a win or not. Let's do a long position. We would have been tagged in there, stop loss below there, and we're going to go for a 2-to-1 again. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, we are in. Okay, so in this respect, we got tagged out on this trade, and this one took us into profit by 1 hour. No problem. Let's move on to the next trade, and let's see what goes on now. Now what we got a situation is we have got a break of structure to the downside. Now this is an external structure, not an internal, so that's good. And all we're going to do is we're going to be going for the same but in the opposite side, and you can see that we have got a potential tag in there. So had price reached that point, that would have been a tag in there. I'm going to place my stop loss just above there, and we will go for a 2-to-1 again in this respect. So let's see what happens. And we're tagged in, and we want another trade. Okay, so at this moment in time, we've got 2 minus 1, so we're still up 3. Let's move on to the next trade. We've got a breaker structure of the external liquidity right there, and now we are going to be going for another one. Now the question is, do we measure it from here or do we measure it from there? This, where if you're confused, jump on the 6 hour, and that will give you a better indication where to start from. So it's from there. So from this high, from there. Now, if you're not familiar with a fractal tool, which is this tool here, it's quite a decent tool to have. Just call fractal, jump on there, put that on, and it gives you these highs and lows. Okay, now what we're going to do is wait for price to arrive at that area. Okay, and you can see in this respect, had we taken that trade, which we would have, you can see that price did tag us out. Now, you could argue that you could have waited for the price to react in that level, but we're just doing mechanically set and forget, and that would have been a loss. So that's fine. Okay, so what's going on now? We have got another structural shift here. You can see break of structure there, price pierced through, and all we're doing is we're just waiting for the price to come back down. So in this respect, it didn't do that. Let's have a look at the 6 hour, and you can see that it started from there. The move started from there, and let's see how high it goes. We've got our low, we just need our high. Okay, we've got our high, Not quite. We're just going to keep dragging it till we get our high. So nothing, you can see we haven't had anything yet, and this is where we could revert back to the 6 hour, and you can see that the move is still there intact. So let's see. Okay, now we've got a situation where price, the move is from here to there. That's the move now, but we've got this overall move there. So let's move this across there, and we're gonna wait and see. Okay, there you go. Okay, we've had a shift at the moment. You can see very clearly we have had a shift here. We had a breaker structure there. It must always have a breaker structure. If it doesn't have that, then it's no good. Okay, price is still going down. We have had a break of structure. Now we need to decide whether we want to take it from this last high there to that low. So the 4 hour and the 6 hour, you can see that was internal. That's the external move there. That's fine. Leave it on the 6, and then all we're going to do is wait for price to come back up to the upside, which of course it didn't do that. We broke structure again, so let's get rid of this, and we need to put breaker structure there, BOS, breaker structure, and then we will do a measurement from this high to this low, and then we will decide whether is that okay. So entry points being given, we are going to be going short again, stop loss above that high, and we're going to go for a 2 to 1. Let's see what happens. So far it hasn't tagged us out yet, and that was a win in itself. So you can see we almost had stop loss hit there. However, price came back, took us out of our TP, and now we are on a different mission now because price has reverted and broke structure. As you can see, price has broken structure up there. We're gonna select that. You can just label it if you want to do that. Just save it as BOS, so it's easier for you to have it as a template. There you go. Now what we need to do is do another structural point, and we're just going to wait for price to revert back into our area as long as it doesn't break. Okay, so that one has broken structure. You can see that very clearly. Now our structural point is here now. I'm going to right click BOS, and we're going to do a breaker structure to the upside there. Okay, now that price has arrived this area, this is where we would have entered there. Stop loss below, and we'll be going for a 2 to 1. Let's see if this is a winner or not, or it's a loss. Okay, so this one was another winner itself. As long as you can identify external structure points, not internal, external. For example, this swing here is external, this swing here is internal, because these two high points are within the last high here. It's very important you've learned those terminologies. Okay, so let's get rid of this. And what we're looking for now, we have had price break above again. That is above our external high. We're going to do another fib, but I need to make sure, where do I place it from? This area or this area? So I'll get clarity. I'm going to jump on the 6 hour, and the 6 hour itself is saying more from here. That move started there. So let's take it from there to there, and let's do the 4. And you can already see price has broken quite sharply to the downside, and you may decide at this point whether you want to take that trade or not, because you place your stop loss there. That is quite a tight stop loss, but you may decide at this point that, you know what, I'm not going to place it there, I'm going to place it over there. But that means that your reward to risk is going to be quite high. So that is something that you need to decide at which point you do, whether you want to take that trade or not. Personally, me, I'm not going to take that trade. And let's see what happens in this respect. You can see that would have tagged us out. No worries. Let's move on to the next one. External break of structure, and we're waiting for a retracement back into this level here, and we will see where the price gives us an entry with a 2-to-1, something like this. Let's see what happens. Okay, we've taken some liquidity, we're broken above, and now looks like we may get tagged out. Okay, not yet. Okay, we got tagged out. So that one in itself was a loss. We will add all this up and then we'll see how it performs. So we're not going to be taking from here. We're not going to take it from here because the break of structure itself was this one here. That was your break of structure, because that was your external structure. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take the high to the low and we're going to enter from there to there, and we will do a 2-to-1. Let's see what happens. Okay, now that has broken structure again, so let's get rid of this, let's get rid of that, and let's see if this goes any higher. BOS, break of structure, price has fallen, it's taken the liquidity at that point. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a break of structure there, and then we're going to wait for a retracement. Okay, still no retracement. It's going to be here that we're more interested in. And let's go on the 6 hour just to make sure. Yep, I'm still going to be using the 4 hour from here. And let's see if price respects it or not. 2-to-1, something like this. So at this moment in time, this range here is external. All this is internal because the internal is part of the external. Okay, we're tagged in so far. And let's see what happens. Okay, you can see here that one has taken us out. There has been a break of structure above this. You can see the break of structure happened from this low to this high, from there to there. And we will wait for price to come down to a 618 level and see if it tags us in or not. No, it doesn't tag us in. Let's get rid of that. Another break of structure there. Okay, jump on the 6 hour, just get a cleaner look. And you can see that we have had a liquidity grab there. Can it come back down into this level? No, it doesn't. Creates highs there. You can see break of structure. We had a break of structure there, break of structure there, and a break of structure here. So I'm going to mark out this break of structure. And then what we're going to do is have a look at if price can come back into our level, which it beautifully does. You can see we are now going to execute that trade, and then we're going to go for a 2-to-1. Okay, that tags us out. Again, let's move on to the next trade, and we have had the break of structure from here to there. You can see. And now what we're going to do is let the trade continue the downside, and then we will of course need to do another fib retracement, which price has arrived there. So let me just take that back for a second. Price did arrive at our entry point, and we will enter that trade there. Okay, I'll go for a 2-to-1. Let's see what happens. Price again broke structure again. Okay, so that is another loss. So we will do the same thing, break a structure, The external high was here, and we will go for the high and low from there to there, and you can see price to re-enter here. So we would have been in a bit of drawdown had we entered there, and then we will go for a 2-to-1. Let's do the one that we need. Need a long. Go for a 2-to-1. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, you can see price has tagged us out. So initially the strategy looked very good, seemed decent, but at the moment we are incurring several losses in a row, which of course is gonna impact our win rate. And we will now break a structure happen from where? From here to there. So our entry point would be there. If we need clarity, we would jump on the 6 hour, which we're already on. Probably on the 4 hour. Let's see what happens. So price, does it go up? Taking some liquidity. We're internal liquidity now. Okay, can it tag us in? Not quite, no. So he hasn't tagged us in. We're going to get rid of that. The breaker structure has happened. Let's have a look. Where from? From here. Not quite a breaker structure, just a wick rejection. We need a proper breaker structure, which we didn't get there. So we're going to now move that across. And we have got a breaker structure there. And take the low to the high. I'm waiting for a pullback to the downside there, which we didn't get there. Let's move on to the 4 hour and just have a look. Okay, so we have changed directions there. We've got a breaker structure over here. Let's get rid of this from bullish to bearish now. And we're going to do high to low. We're waiting for a retracement back up to our... Okay, nothing as of yet. Jump on the 6 hour to get more clarity. There you go. So breaker structure here. Down there. I'm going to do something like this. And you can see, if we were to do the 6 hour, you would have had a breaker structure to the downside there. You would have had a retracement there, and had you placed your entry there, that would have obviously been a loss. So let's go to this, and we will do a 2-to-1, and you can see we got tagged out there. Now we have got another breaker structure over here, and we will wait for a retracement back into our area. So let's see what happens if price actually gets back into it. It does get back into our area, and you can see price moved away from that area quite quickly. Stop loss above there, and we're going to go for 2-to-1. Okay, and let's see what happens. Okay, finally we have got a win. So what I want to look at is how many losses did it take before we actually got that win? Psychologically, if you were trading this live now, and when you're forward testing, you got to consider it like you're actually live trading. Would that not impact your psyche? Would you not be thinking to yourself, is this actually working? Because you got to remember, these are 4 hour candles. You probably started with a loss on the 1st of February, and now you're in May, and that was your first win of May. So that's what you need to think about. And let me know in the comment section, what would you do this at this point? Would you scrap the strategy, or would you continue with this strategy? So let's see how many losses we had for the win. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We had 6 losses in a row, and then we had a win. So that means out of 10 trades, if you had 6 losses in a row and we had 1 win, you can give or take, this is a 40% win rate. Of course, we had some wins here as well. So let's add this up together, and let's see what we get overall, and give it a rough rating what this is. So we had 2R there, We had -1 there. We had 2R there, -1 there. We have had, that was a win. 2R there. That one itself was a 2R there. That one was a -1, -1, -1, -1, -1. And over here, did we win this one? Did that actually win? Let's have a look. Yeah, we actually won that one. We won that one. And that's 2. So if we just add them up, so we've got 2, 4, -2, that's +2, +4, +6, -1, +5, -1, +4, -1, +3, -1, +2, -1, +1, and then you had a 2 there, so we got +3. So overall, we have had some wins, but because of the 2-to-1 reward to risk, it actually kept us profitable. We're still up 3R. So backtesting this, it looks like a profitable strategy. However, mentally, you're going to have to be prepared to have 5 or 6 losses in a row and then get back to a winning streak. So I'm just going to finish off with one more, and let's see if we can make this a win or not. So breaker structure was from there to there. Let's just make sure we got breaker structure there. Okay, BOS. Had BOS there. However, we've got jump onto 4. You can see the breaker structure happened there. Then we had another move down here and did meet our criteria. That would have been another move there, and then you would have had a 2-to-1. So this looks like would have been a good win in itself. So that would have been a 2R. So overall, the strategy itself is profitable. It is solely based on price action. However, you that is going to be using this on live market got to be aware that you are going to get 5-6 trades in a low with a loss. You have to be mentally prepared for that and push that through to get to your 2Rs, because you can get a situation where you get 2 trades in a row with a win. You know what? Let's do one more for the sake of it, and let's see if that one gets us 3 trades in a row. You can see we had another breaker structure there, and we will do something like this, and let's see if price does in fact get us an entry. It did give us an entry there. Right there, you can see tagged us in, and we would have gone for a 2-to-1 reward to risk. Let's see what happens. Okay, in this respect, that would have tagged you in, but you would have only lost -1. So ARAS, overall, the strategy itself that you shared is profitable. However, what you need to make your viewers aware that you will get 5, 6, even 7 trades in a row with a loss, and you have to be mentally prepared for that. If you are mentally not strong enough to handle that, then this strategy isn't for you. So hopefully you've enjoyed this. If you did like the video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel and you're new to the channel, please do subscribe. I will be producing more back-tested videos on strategies that people share to see whether it is the real deal or is it just another shiny object, just so you can walk away with absolutely nothing and lose all your balance. By being on this channel, I'll do the back testing for you. I'll give you my opinion, and in this respect, if you can handle the losses in a row, 5, 6, 7 losses in a row, this strategy does work, does produce profits in the end. But if you can't handle the stress that comes with the strategy, avoid it. Find other strategies which you can find in my other videos, there are a few other strategies that you can look into. Take care, and I'll catch you on the next video.